Hey guys, Zach here, coming at you with another video. So obviously, we all know Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming along. I don't need to say that anymore, but because of Luigi's Mansion 3 really coming along, I think soon, we're going to hear a lot more information, obviously within the next month, not even. I've been giving Luigi's Mansion 2 another play. I wanted to give it another shot because I wanted to see if my opinions would change on it, because I haven't fully played the game through since I first played it back in 2013, and I figured it would be a bit unfair, really, to try and talk about the game that I haven't played for, nearly 2013, 2019, 6 years. So, not playing a game for 6 years because of the fact that I didn't really like it back then, and, that's a bit unfair, in my personal opinion. So, I played it again, and I gave it another shot, and my opinions remain unchanged in some aspects, but in other aspects they've changed, and in other aspects they've highlighted a lot more of the reasons why I don't like this game as much as the original. So what opinions changed, what stayed the same, and what escalated? Well, stay tuned to find out.
ZakPak, he's always there for you. ZakPak, only on YouTube. ZakPak, what will he do next? ZakPak, let's find out, 'cause it's on with the show.
So a while ago, I posted a video which was my official video review of Luigi's Mansion 2. It was my video review that literally just reviewed the game from how I remembered it back when I first played it. And, a lot of the main highlights, well, I'm not going to really go into it, just go and watch the review. But a lot of my highlights from that video remain the same. The fact that, I didn't like the structure, the mission-based structure, that still remains the same. But one thing that really highlighted things, the one thing that really made me realize why I didn't like that mission-based structure, is because EGAD literally calls you, like, the first mission of the game, right? The first mission of the game, where it's like, oh my god, I'm about to play Luigi's Mansion 2, and, imagine, me playing for the first time Luigi's Mansion 2, being so super excited for this game. And I'm like, alright, I'm ready to dive into this. I'm ready to see what this game has to offer. Then I start playing it. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, okay, EGAD's calling me. What's up, dude? Alright, cool. Alright, back to the action. Alright, yeah, catch and go. Oh, wait, no, EGAD, hi. Alright, how you doing? Okay, cool. Now, alright, it's wandering here. Okay, EGAD, hey, how you doing? Okay, whatever. Oh, EGAD, you're calling me again. Hi, okay, cool. Like, EGAD calls you so much in the first mission alone. Like, I get it, the first mission's the tutorial mission, but, like, there hasn't been a Luigi's Mansion game in, at that point, it was, like, 12 years, so it's like, a lot of people are so excited to get back into Luigi's Mansion and play it again, and it's like, oh, you're gonna spend the first half of the first mission talking to EGAD, like, no. Now, granted, that's, like, when it's at its worst when EGAD calls you. The first mission, he calls you, like, 20 times. But the rest of the game, he still does it a lot. And it really does bother me, especially when, especially when I'm done with a mission, right? Sometimes you want to get the objective done, whatever. But when you get the objective done, he calls you right back to the lab. So it's like, for example, I was completing, which one? It was in the first mansion. It was the fifth mission with the spiderweb thing, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And I got out all the cobwebs, and I want to explore a bit more. Because I don't think I got the boo, so I want to do some exploring. But when I captured up that last web, or when I sucked up the last web, he called me and sucked me back. It gives you no time to explore. You have to explore when you're doing the mission. It really sucks. Speaking of the first mansion is my favorite of the mansions, maybe besides the fifth mansion, and I still have a lot of complaints about it. And I'm going to bring up two missions in particular here. The last two missions of the first mansion. So the last mission before the boss mission is where you have to go around and suck up spider webs. And oh my god, it was the most tedious, monotonous mission ever. You had to go around to rooms and suck up spider webs. That was the whole point of the mission. And some of them required you to suck down things, to bring to a fire thing, to ignite it, and then burn down the cobweb. You know, so some of them require you to be a little bit crafty, and then some of them, this is where the, you know, like, because I mentioned in one of my videos that I wasn't a huge fan of the dark light ability. This is one of those things where I didn't like the dark light, where you use the dark light on a painting, and the painting caught fire, and then you drag the spiderweb thing to the fire, and that, you know, I hated that. I hated that. Why not just have it like the original game, where maybe you had, like, candles on the wall, and you dragged it to the candles? You know, like that would be cool. Like, that would be cool, just like to think, oh, I have to use the candles on the wall, and not explicitly have a painting on the wall with a picture of a fire, and think, huh, I wonder what I do. Do I use the light thingy to use the thingy so that the fire goes worse? So after one of the most monotonous missions in the whole entire game, we get to the last mission, which is the boss battle. And, you know, admittingly, you know, this boss battle's whatever. So, you know, I was like, okay, so I'll explore the mansion a little bit, and then I'll get to the boss battle. But nope, you're not allowed to explore the mansion at all. They literally teleport you to the room with the elevator that goes down to the basement, and they lock the door. Well, they don't lock the doors, but if you try to leave, EGAD will call you and tell you not to. And it's like, there's so many things. I had like 5 gems I couldn't find. You know, I wanted to explore the mansion so that I could find those gems before that battle, because I wanted to move on. I wanted to go to the second mansion after this. So it's like, this is the perfect time to go and get the rest of the gems. But you can't, because the game restricts you with its mission structure. It really sucks when, like, you want to explore the mansion. Like, I really want to like the mansions in this game, because really, design-wise, I think the only mansion I really didn't like was the 4th. Design-wise, I mean. You know, the 4th mansion was just like it was really just like a cabin with a shed, and then the rest of it was like an underground mine thing. You know, if it, like, I just don't think it worked. The clock tower was cool, the haunted towers was cool, Gloomy Manor was cool, the treacherous mansion was cool, but I really do think that the mission mode limited how much creativity there was in the mansions. Because you really couldn't explore a lot on your own time, because, you know, you had to devote backtracking time for exploration, and I don't like that. I like being able to explore while I'm playing, and anything I miss, I will go back for. But in this game, it's more like, you know, you want to get the missions done as fast as possible for that best ranking. You know, so you want to get them done as quick as possible, so you can't explore, and then after you're done, then you can go back and explore. And it feels like that just pads out the playtime of the game to make it seem like you're playing for longer, when really you're just replaying what you've already played, just to get a better ranking and to be able to explore more. And that also comes into play with the whole padding out thing. That also comes with some of the missions that they send you on. Like, you know, like, for example, in the second mansion, the first mission is to go up and turn on a water thing, like you know, the water system, the power system. You would think it would be in the room where the water generator is, right? Because there's the room on the first floor of the mansion where the water generator is. You think you would turn it on from there, but you don't. You turn it on the roof. So basically, it's on the roof, so that you have to go through the whole mansion to get up to the roof. And mind you, it's the first mission. So it's not like the first game where you unlock every single room and go up. You basically just go up and just encounter some obstacles on your way. But anyways, back on topic, missions like that, as well as, you know, the Polterpup missions, you know, that really just padding. That's really all it's for. The Polterpup missions, the Fetch Quest missions where you have to get a certain thing to progress. I think a better way, for example, right, let's talk about I think it's either the second or third mission in the first mansion, where the red ghosts steal the pieces of the gear that lower the fish tank so that you can get to the upstairs part. I think a better way of handling it would have been this. If in 4 rooms that you haven't been in yet, which granted to some extent that is true, that you haven't been in all 4 of these rooms yet, but going in there and, like, these things, like, that's how you light up the room. It kind of like the Lost Mario items in the first game, right? Those rooms are dark. You clear the room, you unlock it, and you get the chest. So EGAD tells you, oh, you know, you go to these 4 rooms, and then you get a key to the next, and then you get a key to the next, and then you get a key to the next, and you unlock those rooms, and those rooms are done. They're lit up, they're good. But that's not how this game works. This game doesn't work by unlocking rooms and clearing the mansion. That's not how this game works. This game works where it's more like a disco ball, right? Certain missions, this room, this room, this room, this room, and this room will have ghosts in it. Then you clear it, whatever. But then in the next mission, that room could have ghosts in it again. Maybe the other room you cleared doesn't. And then it kind of mixes it up again. So it changes every single mission. Which I think is annoying because you don't feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel a sense of accomplishment in the first game when you built your way up to the top and you've cleared all the rooms. That's where you feel accomplishment. But in the second game, you really don't feel that. Let's talk about the other problem that I really have with this game. The boss battles. I think the boss battles in the first Luigi's Mansion game were so much better. And here's why. The bosses in Luigi's Mansion 1 had personality. You know, there was the baby, Bogmire, okay, whatever. Then you had Molasses and then King Boo. You know, granted that half of the bosses were Boo related, but I'd still take Chauncey and Bogmire over a staircase, over a clock. You know, the spider boss battle was whatever. I'm not going to say it was my favorite boss battle. I'm going to word it as the least offensive boss battle. You know, because that one was whatever. But a staircase, you know, a clock, and don't even get me started on that ice boss thing. I hate that boss battle with an utmost living passion. I hate that boss battle so much that is the worst boss in any video game, in my personal opinion. I had such a hard time with that boss when I first played it back in 2013. I stopped playing Luigi's Mansion 2 for a while after that because I hated that boss so much. I did not want to continue. I needed a break. You know, the worst part about it is that, like, at least the other bosses, every other one, uses Luigi's Mansion as groundwork for the boss battle. Like, for example, for the spider, you have to suck up the cobweb and bring it back so that the fire can ignite the web. Or in the stair boss battle, you know, as much as I hated it, you know, once the stairs was weakened, you pulled on the rug string and then the stairs collapsed. And then the clock one was just a gauntlet of capturing ghosts. But then this one, you're in a cannon. You use a cannon with motion controls, mind you. And the motion controls were awful. I personally did not like. There are people who mastered, you know, using it, but I just can't. I had so much trouble playing through that again. You know, it didn't take me as long, but it still sucked. The only boss battle that I think was legitimately good was the final boss battle with King Boo. That's honestly probably one of the best parts of the game, which I will talk about positives in a little bit. Don't worry, I will touch on positives. But King Boo's boss battle was actually really good, and I do think it was the only good boss battle in the game. And the last negative thing I'm really going to talk about here is just the super puzzly aspect. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but I really hate how puzzly the game is. Like I've said millions of times before, with the original Luigi's Mansion, the puzzles were either subtle or they were the portrait ghosts. And what they replaced it with was an environmental puzzly thing, where the puzzles were in the environment, where you had to activate levers and throw stones or toads or whatever other places. And it just didn't work with how I viewed the original Luigi's Mansion, where it was like Luigi in a realistic mansion that you'd expect to see, you know, like an actual house. You viewed it as an actual house. I mean, at least I did. It was more so like a Scooby-Doo mansion than like a haunted mansion, if you get what I mean. Alright, so let's get on to the positives. Now here's where some of my opinions have changed a little bit about Luigi's Mansion 2. The ghosts, while I still do not like their goofy personalities, they don't bother me as much. I was very annoyed with the annoying miniony nature of the ghost, and I still am, trust me. But it doesn't bother me as much anymore. You know, like, obviously I would still prefer that creepy style, but at the same time, it's like, you know, like, the ghosts, they really just serve for you to catch them. So if Luigi's Mansion 3 offers portrait ghosts and offered the kind of common ghosts that Luigi's Mansion 2 kind of had, I wouldn't mind it so much. But I still don't like the goofiness of them, personally. The design is whatever. I'm okay with the design of the ghosts, like how they visually look. But their goofiness still is kind of but I don't mind as much. Same with the visuals of the game. I don't want to say bashed Luigi's Mansion 2, because I said that I respected how Luigi's Mansion 2 looks. I always respected it. But I always said how much I would way prefer if it had the graphical style of the original. You know, the more realistic looking mansion. And like I said with the Ghost, I still prefer it. Definitely 100%. But I've grown to Luigi's Mansion 2's art style just a little bit more. I look at the game and I say, if Luigi's Mansion 3 looks like this just in HD, I won't mind. The game still visually, it has a different vibe enough from the Mario games to where it's okay. Though, again, way prefer the original. Another good thing, but this is something I've always praised about the second game, the music. I really like the variety in the music. I do wish that, there's something about the Luigi's Mansion theme that I wish just played throughout the whole entire game, just to make me feel more like it was Luigi's Mansion. But some of the other pieces do add a little more variety to the music. And I do love, the infiltration theme, that. And yeah, the music is just consistently good. And I also don't mind the boos as much as I did before. It's still annoying trying to find them with the dark light, and it's still a pain. It's still stupid that how to capture them. Because I mentioned this before, it's too easy to actually capture them, but too hard to actually find them. Here's how they can improve. If they want to keep the style of how to capture the boos from Luigi's Mansion 2, I'll be completely fine. But they gotta rework it. And here's how I think they should rework it. Bring back the boo radar from Luigi's Mansion 1, so you know what room the boo is in each mission. Don't bring back the mission structure, but at least have us see what room the boo is in. Because Luigi's Mansion 2, you weren't told what room the boo was in. You just had to use your dark light and search around the whole mansion when allowed to actually go around the whole mansion. So at least have the boo radar make a return to let us see what room we have a boo in. Plain and simple. When you find the boo, I think they should rechange the capturing method so that it's a mixture of the first two games. First of all, have the boo not able to escape the room. Plain and simple. Don't let him don't make him able to hop across rooms like the first game. Limit him to that room. When the first game kind of comes in, kind of have him be able to capture like a regular ghost. Maybe he disappears, and you have to use the strobe bulb to find around the room where he is. And then once you get him, you capture him. And then he can break off a little bit easier than the rest of the ghosts, so maybe you have to do it again. But when he resets, he doesn't start in that same spot. He moves somewhere else in the room. So that's how I think they could really nail the boo capturing aspect. Maybe I'll do my own separate video on that. Let me know if you want to see that. But that's my opinions on Luigi's Mansion 2 and how they've changed now that I've done another playthrough of the game. And they really haven't changed that much. I like the game more than I did before, but there's other little aspects that annoyed me more than when I played it the first time. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hit the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload. Discord and Patreon links are in the description, so make sure to go check those out if you want to. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.